So, not too long ago, a new album from one of my favorite bands of all time, The Strokes, released called Reality Awaits. And obviously, a lot of Stroke fans, including myself, had our doubts about the album, especially with the release of both Fallen Out of Love and Going Shopping, showing how the band is going in a new direction by fully using autotune in their music, which we could see Julian already taking a liking to autotune with his work with The Voids, but also his collaboration work with Daft Punk. So it's no surprise that he would delve deeper into it with The Strokes. To be frank, I hate autotune because I just feel like it's something artists who can't actually sing use to cover for their lack of sound. And like many, I wasn't a fan of it when I first heard it with Reality Awaits. I'm not saying I hate the Strokes for using autotune, because I think it's a creative choice at the end of the day for Julian to use autotune in his music, because we have heard him sing on all the other albums. This guy can sing, he can hit the high notes as well, but I'm just still not a fan of it. I respect him for deciding to go this way with his music, but I don't like autotune still. But I've grown to like this album in time, with its bold weirdness, which just delves deeper into synthesizers than any of the previous albums, which I don't mind because we got to see their use in Angles and Come Down Machine, and those were pretty fucking good. I can understand how some people may miss the older Strokes sound with Is This It and Room on Fire albums, because if I'm being honest, they're really great sounds with all the distortion and catchy riffs. And I'm gonna be real with y'all, Room on Fire is my favorite album from The Strokes, but I also really like their new work with The New Abnormal, following Angles and Come Down Machine in the evolution of The Strokes sound. And this new album pushes further than The New Abnormal ever did with its unique sounds and tones. And the new Abnormal was already pushing for a new sound than Angles or Calm Down Machine ever did. I think my personal favorite from this album is between Dine and Dash, Psycho Shit, and Tyrants of the Mellow Moon. But I also really like the other songs from this album, including Lonely in the Future, Going to Babble On, Going Shopping. This album's pretty fucking good. I like it a lot despite all the autotune stuff. To be honest, for most of the songs besides Dine and Dash and Tyrants of the Mellow Moon, it took me a while to really start to like them for what they were. And I feel like most Stroke fans will also be in the same boat. They'll come to this conclusion over time. Because back when I first actually listened to the new Abnormal, I remember how some songs took time to grow on me, notably being Ode to the Mets. When I first listened to the song, I didn't really like it at all. I thought it was the worst song on the album, but with time, I learned that I was fucking retarded, and that this is honestly one of the best songs on this album, if not all of the Strokes albums. Because when I decided to give it another shot and actually listen to this song fully through, I almost started crying because this song is something special and I really much grew to love it for what it is. And it's one of my favorite songs for sure. I can't talk for a long time, Stroke fans, because I only relatively recently discovered the Strokes because I started listening back in 2022. But they are a band I wish I found earlier because holy shit, their sound is so good. All of their albums are pretty interesting in the direction they chose to go, especially with the newest one. And I probably actually would have found them much earlier if the pandemic never happened because I was already listening to Arctic Monkeys and watched Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which both made me feel like I started to find the kind of music I still listen to now. Both of them have this, like, especially the earlier Arctic Monkeys sounded like really grungy with like a lot of distortion. Like they were pretty fucking good, and a lot of it is what I listen to nowadays. So I hope a lot of Stroke fans decide to take their time with not just this album, but the future sound that the Strokes is looking to explore in the future that awaits us. That's all I gotta say. Bye.